Oh, shoot. Okay, remove. Um,
Holler.
Hello.
Nice intro. It's been a while. The last time we talked was September. The last time we recorded was September.
Yes. Yeah, it's been
And
3 months.
yeah,
So
it's hey, 2020. Not even
2020 has
sorry
been
about it.
crazy. Yeah, exactly. But I think it's a good time to reconvene, especially it being the end of the year, kind of reflecting on this year and kind of maybe even talking about our hopes for 2021
Let's do
and
it.
whatever
Yeah.
else. But
Yeah.
first, we should just catch up.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, you've been busy, I've been busy. We've been doing like mixed work, full-time work, kid management, kid education. So what has life been like for y'all getting into the winter?
Yeah, well, I mean, Keanu is still doing virtual distance learning right now, but we actually decided for next year to send him to school in person. So that will be different.
Yeah.
And I think it's just about time just to send him. I know there is still that risk of, risking him, you know, getting sick or getting COVID from maybe one of his classmates or teachers or who knows. But,
Yeah.
I think we also can't live in fear, right? So we got to just hope for the best and hope he'll
Yeah.
be okay.
So
But
is it gonna start like just it's gonna be all in class 100 like full capacity, or are there a lot of parents who aren't doing it, who are hesitating?
it's interesting. I'm not sure how much their capacity normally is, but most of the kids are now going back to school out of his classroom. Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
And where does the vaccine tie into all of this? Like, what are you guys deciding to do with that?
I mean, I right now we don't work in like we're not one of the frontline workers or anything that has like an offer to get the vaccine anytime soon. And I'm still skeptical, a little
Mhm,
bit of just how
mhm.
it'll work out. So I would like to see it kind of play itself out. But I believe that it will be helpful for people. Like, how
Yeah,
about you guys? Like,
yeah.
what do you think about the
So
vaccine?
almost, it's weird. Almost everybody I'm talking to, parents, friends, they're holding back, right? They're waiting, and it's understandable, right? It's like this thing has been like shoved through the pipeline, Operation Warp Speed, and now it's available. There's a couple of companies, Moderna and Pfizer, and like almost everyone. I don't. Can you attest to this too? Like almost everyone's like, yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna be the first to do it. And like, what happens if a lot, if America
The
does that, you
sentiments
know?
of everybody. Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah,
think for my Joanna, she's getting hers actually next week.
yeah,
So for any friends that are healthcare workers, some of them don't have that choice, and some of
yeah,
them it's not I don't know if it's mandated or if it's a policy or if, it's kind of encouraged. But
yeah.
I think as people who are like the frontline workers and healthcare workers are taking them and they see that it's okay,
Hmm.
more and more people will be convinced to take it. It's just going to be that snowball effect.
Yeah, it's like the penguins at the cliff, and like they're just like pushing, and like the first people fall off, and then like they all jump in and get some fish. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, So we're not in a high risk situation either, but at the same time, for us, the vaccine would give us some peace of mind. But I don't even think we're a priority in terms of access. Um,
Right.
but
Yeah.
I think we will get it, sooner than later.
Yeah.
Just looking at the raw scientific data on it, it seems to be okay. And if something happens, I don't know, a few 100 million people are in the same boat. I don't know.
Right. I mean, and then I think it just goes to the overall bigger picture of people who are completely against taking vaccines in general, any type of vaccines, versus, taking that risk of there being some sort of side effect.
Yeah,
And so I have hope, and I have trust in our scientists and doctors and researchers who are working really hard to create this vaccine, that they have hopefully tested it out and experimented enough to make sure that our society and our world will be okay
yeah,
with taking it.
yeah, for sure. And I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to being able to feel normal in public again. I don't think. I mean, Bill Gates said he claims we're not going to get to like anything feeling normal, quote unquote, until the middle of 2022. I don't know what's driving that projection, but maybe that's just what it takes, how long it's going to take to get to 70% of people getting vaccinated, which is the theoretical threshold for herd immunity in the
Mm-hmm.
United States. But
Yeah.
yeah, the mandated vaccine thing is really interesting. I'm following that. I think we're going to start seeing companies they're not
Mm-hmm.
knowing how to talk about mandating vaccines. I mean, you're telling people to wear masks already was a big issue, and telling them they have to get vaccines. I can see some like real friction there. So it's going to be interesting.
Yes. Yes. I mean, yeah, but at the same time, even with schools, they require certain boosters, certain immunizations in order for your child to go to that school. So
Sure.
chickenpox and all those other, flu shots and all of those immunizations have gone a long way. And
Yeah.
we weren't around during that time to understand what that friction was, but there might have been maybe not the same type of friction, because this is like a worldwide pandemic going on,
Yeah. Yeah.
but some of the same type of conflict that was encountered when people were mandating these type of flu shots and all of that.
Yeah.
So it's going to take some time for sure. And I don't know, in the news, I hear different things, that the vaccines won't roll out to the entire public until the summer, but then I hear earlier than that, maybe April, May. What are you hearing?
March. I'm hearing March in terms of getting widespread availability, but I've also tuned out of the news for the past couple of weeks. I haven't been consuming it as feverishly, and that's like just for mental health stuff too, because I was like too into it, but also because I'm like super busy on other stuff. So I think it's been a good thing that I haven't been just following all the crap that's happening with like the election and those shenanigans, and I'm like, I don't have time for this shit. It's like, no, I'm gonna
Yeah.
focus on other stuff that's constructive.
Well, I'm just glad all that election, just all the spamming on the text messages and just all of the campaigning is just done with, because I was just,
Yeah.
I felt like every 5 minutes I was getting a text on my phone, or, seeing
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Oh, just one thing I usually have heated, passionate, and loving discussions with my dad about politics, because he's an avid conservative, and I lean left of center, and but we always come back. We always like hug it out at the end, and we're like we're able to have these kinds of challenging discussions. But
Mm-hmm.
ever since like the I don't know, a couple weeks after, where it was like the prospects of the Trump administration winning again were dwindling. My dad turned out of the news. He stopped watching the news for it was I don't he said it was too much for him to handle, but it was
Mhm.
also he got fatigue from it, and I wonder if that's going to be the same like a similar phenomenon that happens with a lot of other avid supporters where it's like, oh, okay, well, like the spell is broken, or they're just not captivated like they used to be because the platform of it's not he doesn't have the platform of the White House anymore. So it'll be
Mhm.
interesting to see it, like,
Yeah.
will it really fade off and people are gonna just go back to not being chronically enraged?
I think so. I mean, I think it's kind of dissipated a little bit. It was so intense leading up to the election, and
Yeah,
I've heard, it's been the most ever that's been experienced, especially with the debates.
yeah.
I just couldn't watch it,
It
like the
was
whole thing.
unwatchable. It was garbage. It was like,
This is
they're supposed to be
ridiculous.
talking. Yeah, they're supposed to be having a conversation for us, right?
Hmm.
And it wasn't
Yeah,
in service of.
it does not feel like a civil conversation. And it just felt almost childish, and it's just, yeah, unbearable for me. But, after that, I think things definitely dissipated, and people, whatever whatever they were rooting for, whoever they were rooting for, their beliefs are, um, they, you know, kind of quieted down, it seemed.
Yeah, yeah. I hope the situation continues to de-escalate and people realize that we're not as these wedge issues are put in front of us to to do that, to be a wedge in between us, but fundamentally people are good and they want prosperity.
Mhm.
Yeah, we need some grace, we need some compassion up in here.
Yeah.
um Too much to bear. That's a good way of putting it. So what else are you bearing right now? What's on your plate?
Well, for me, I have some news or an announcement, and obviously, but for the world or whoever might be watching, I am expecting baby number 3. So
Woohoo!
yay!
Holla.
Which this is was a surprise for us, but we are very blessed and happy and excited, and looking forward to this baby that's due in April. Actually, very close to Christine's birthday, April 28th.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, and it's going to be another girl. So we have a boy, a girl, and a girl.
Okay, Keanu he got some shoes, some leadership shoes to fill.
Yes, and it's interesting. As we're talking to him and preparing him and MJ for another baby, that I can see his personality kind of
Hmm.
shifting to more of that. I'm the kuya. I'm the big brother. I'm going to help
Okay.
take care of my baby sisters.
Yeah,
So it'll be interesting to see once the baby actually comes, to see how his demeanor is and everything.
yeah. So are the kids getting along currently with just being cooped up, COVID life? How is the Robinette household doing?
Doing pretty good. I mean, honestly, I think that if anything, it's helped them to bond more as brother and sister. They're playing. I can see that they're playing more together, even though they still get in their little, um, you know, I don't know if it's really a fight, but it's just, they get in their little things with each other. But they're enjoying each other's presence, and I think
Yeah.
it's so sweet and so nice to see that.
Yeah. And they have each other with Elijah and Alice. We're so glad that they have each other too. Otherwise, I don't know what the hell they'd be doing if it was like a one kid situation. Like it, I'm I imagine that a one kid situation must be more challenging than a two kid situation here because of the attention demand and the need to engage. the kids need engagement, and Elijah and Alice, they can keep themselves busy for a while just building stuff. I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's
Yeah.
nice. It's definitely nice, but yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting once we get into whatever is normal for
Hmm.
them, for the kids to get back out in the world and socialize with more kids. And
Yeah. Are y'all still doing the cul-de-sac thing, or is your household
yeah,
closed?
yeah. I mean, we still do the cul-de-sac thing, so it's good. You know, we have our cul-de-sac crew that the kids play with each other, and you know, soon when Keanu does go to school, he'll be going to school with our cul-de-sac crew neighbors.
Oh,
So that'll be nice.
like with always like walking to school together and one adult shepherds and you rotate?
Well, unfortunately, the school is too far to walk to, but Keanu is in the same classroom as one of our neighbors, so it'll be nice for them to go together, and he'll at least he'll have somebody else that he
Yeah,
knows when he
that's
goes.
cool.
How's school going for Eli and Ellie?
It just ended today. Yeah,
Really? Okay.
yeah. So
So
they were
holiday
doing
break.
yeah, long holiday break. Thankfully we have Shay, our nanny, who's helping, and she also does and she's starting to do more Amazon fulfillment as the orders for Tush Swiper increase.
Yes, thank you,
So
Shay.
thanks, Shay. We I think we're gonna increase her hours and have her do Amazon type stuff, like Eli and Ellie baby type stuff while Eli and Ellie are sleeping. And
Hmm.
then when they wake up, she'll just prioritize that. So she's a godsend. She's really helpful. I don't know, I wouldn't get anything done if she was without her.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So what else is new? We had the
Um,
elections, you know, vaccines are coming. Um,
I've got a random thing for you. Is there anything that you're watching or reading that you're has just captivated you? Or what are
well,
you binging on?
I mean, on the opposite end, I'm just watching all of this random stuff right now. But one of my friends told Gilmore Girls of all things,
Is
which
that
came
the
out
Hillary
like
one?
20 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
But you know, she's like, "Oh gosh, you got to watch it from beginning to end." And I was like, "I've watched a couple episodes like probably 15, 20 years ago." But
Okay.
I actually just got into it and started watching, and I'm almost like done with the whole 7 seasons of it. I
Wow.
honestly just watch it like one episode when I like at night before I go to sleep. I mean, because it's
Yeah.
just my time for my brain to think of something else other than work or
Yeah.
being a mom, or you know, just to kind
I
of
know.
relax.
Unwind and decompress.
Yeah. How
I
about you?
know. Well, we just finished Queen's Gambit. And
I
I'm
heard
just like
that was
super
good.
it's like perfect for the moment right now. It's like this female hero and she faces a lot of adversity, but it's like a feel good thing. Like she rises to the occasion and she beats, she triumphs, and it's just like a good timepiece and a good woman piece and a chess thing, and it's like you root for her the whole time, and yeah, it's not like it's not dark at all. I don't. Well, she did have like a drug addiction, but
But aside from that,
aside from that, yeah. But
I
yeah, it just makes you feel good, and I'm looking for that type of stuff
mhm.
before bed, rather than thinking about topics that will enrage me or reading headlines or something like that. I'm
Yeah.
trying to curate a mental diet.
Exactly. That's kind of why I look forward to watching. I know, as silly as it is, I look forward to watching Gilmore Girls at the end of the night because it's just something like lighthearted and you know something I could just unwind my brain on.
Yeah.
But I did hear that Schitt's Creek is also pretty good, but I haven't gotten into that.
Christine watches that. It's interesting. By the way, in Schitt's Creek, the mom, the older mom, is the mom from Home Alone Part 1.
Oh, is she really?
Yeah. And I know that because we've been going back and watching all the classics. Home Alone 1, 2,
Uh-huh.
3. And
Yes.
then speaking of throwbacks, we just revisited Contact. And I
Uh,
do you remember that movie?
yeah, I know it's like, is it extraterrestrial, like space, outer space,
Yeah.
that type of like time realm type of thing?
It's like 1997, but it still holds up today, other than the fact that they don't have like flat screen or like flat panel screens. But it's so well
Wait,
done.
is
And
that the
it's like,
one with Jodie Foster? Or is
yeah,
okay, yes, yes,
yeah,
yes. Where
they
she
find
like
aliens.
goes through the wormhole or whatever it is, and then
Yeah,
she comes back.
yeah, it was
Like,
so good. I mean, I was blown away again when I watched it on Saturday. And I hope they do some kind of remake of it. But it was actually a book based on a book from Carl Sagan, just this renowned thinker. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I like things like that. I mean, it's just, it just makes you think and wonder if there are things like that out there that we just don't know about.
Are we gonna? I guess we're gonna get into aliens. There's a bunch of stuff, right?
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
oh my gosh.
well,
Like footage, cell phone pictures of like fighter pilots that they took of like a triangular object rising out of the water and just going vertical into the sky and
yeah,
hovering.
yeah.
It's really inexplicable.
I mean, there has to be, other living creatures out there aside from planet Earth. I mean, another show I've been watching is Mandalorian, and
Yeah,
it just, you know, that also has, they jump from planet to planet where there's all these different species of
yeah.
creatures and people who, so I mean, I'm pretty sure there are people out there. So someday we'll encounter them.
I think there's the common thing is like, or at least for me, I just want to be transported somewhere else. And like when I think of these fictional stories of like aliens arriving and something about it gives me comfort to like to get immersed in the story where all of humanity like gets a free pass to drop whatever they're doing and just focus on like something extraordinary like Independence Day or Contact or just one of those something or even like on the topic of aliens like this Alien Worlds thing on Netflix that where they theorize what creatures would be like given certain um environmental conditions, and so it's all fictional life forms. But I bet you, Keanu would love it.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, it's all so interesting to me. It just kind of brings your mind to another realm.
Yeah,
But so I know we have that meeting with Shelby, actually our social media intern coming up pretty soon in a couple of minutes.
yeah, yeah.
But
Thanks, Shelby.
yes, she's been pretty awesome, helping on the social media side.
Hmm.
So thank you. Shout out to Shelby. But any other closing comments, anything else that you want to talk about before we wrap up here?
No, no. I'm gonna continue. So this next week is Christmas week. I'm gonna try to take as much space as I can and just mentally unwind and try to separate myself from work when I can, because that's been a challenge for me. So yeah, that's what I want to do over the holidays, and I know you're going to be going on a trip next week too. So
Yes.
I hope that
Yes.
you get the same kind of rest and family time.
Definitely. I'm looking forward to it. And more so, getting to see the kids' face when they see snow, because it'll be the
Hmm.
first time that they get to see snow, and we'll have a white Christmas. So
Um,
it'll be a good opportunity just to unwind from everything that has gone on this year with 2020 and be with family and just remember the simple things in life. So,
Word.
yeah. I guess, to everybody, happy holidays. Cheers to 2021, and hoping for the best for, for what's to come.
Yeah, and we'll continue to do our best too, and we'll navigate whatever waters 2021 throws at us, right?
Yep, exactly. And hopefully do more nat chats because,
Yeah,
we've been slacking a little.
I know. It always makes me feel better. Okay, I'll chat with you.
All right. Well, we'll see
Bye,
you
everybody.
later. Bye
See
bye.
ya.